Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Simple English Cast, the podcast where we speak slow, clear, and simple English just for you. I'm Alex, your host, and as always, I'm really happy that you're spending your time with us today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Meera. I'm so glad you're here with us. If you're listening right now, please know that this podcast is for you. We are talking with you, not at you.
Exactly, Meera. And listeners, today's episode is going to feel very real, very human, and very useful. We're going to talk about everyday problems and how to talk about them in simple English.
Yes, Alex, because problems are part of life, right? And when you're learning English, you also need words to talk about problems, feelings, and situations.
That's true. And listeners, don't worry. We won't use difficult words. We'll explain everything clearly, slowly, and naturally.
And, Alex, we'll also ask each other questions, answer them, and give examples so our listeners can imagine real conversations.
Exactly. So listeners, imagine you're sitting with us, having a cup of coffee and talking in English together. Meera, before we start, let me ask you something. How are you really feeling today?
That's a good question, Alex. Honestly, I feel a little tired today, but also motivated. I had a long day, but I'm happy to be here talking to our listeners.
I'm glad you said that. Listeners, notice how Meera answered honestly but simply. She didn't use big words, just clear feelings.
Yes, and Alex, let me ask you a question now. How was your morning today?
My morning was a bit stressful, to be honest. I woke up late, missed my first bus, and had to rush to get here.
Oh no, that sounds stressful. Listeners, do you hear that word? Stressful? It means something that makes you feel pressure or tension.
Exactly. And listeners, you can say, my day was stressful, or my job is stressful.
Alex, since you mentioned stress, I think this is a good moment to introduce today's topic.
Yes, absolutely. Today, we are talking about everyday problems, small and big problems that happen to all of us.
Problems like being late, feeling tired, having too much work, or feeling confused.
And listeners, learning how to talk about these problems in English is very important for real life. Meera, let me start with a question. Have you ever been late for something important?
Yes, many times. And I'm sure our listeners can relate to this.
Can you describe one situation in simple English?
Sure. One time I was late for an important meeting. My alarm didn't ring, and I woke up very late.
That happens to a lot of people. Listeners, notice how Meera said, my alarm didn't ring. That's a very common sentence.
Yes, and when I arrived, I said, I'm really sorry I'm late. There was a problem this morning.
That's perfect English for real life, simple and polite. Meera, what about you? How do you usually explain when you're late?
I usually say something like, sorry for being late. The traffic was really bad today.
Listeners, traffic was bad is another very useful phrase. Listeners, let's practice together. Imagine you're late for class. What can you say?
You can say, sorry, I'm late. My bus was delayed.
Or, I'm sorry for being late. There was a problem on the way.
Say it out loud with us, listeners. Practice speaking. Your voice matters.
Meera, earlier you said you were tired. Let's talk about that.
Yes, feeling tired is very common, especially when you work or study a lot.
How do you usually say it in English?
I say, I'm really tired today, or I didn't sleep well last night.
Listeners, I didn't sleep well is a very natural sentence.
Alex, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What do you do when you feel tired but still need to work?
That's a good question. I usually take a short break, drink some water, and try to relax for a few minutes.
Listeners, take a short break means to stop working for a little time.
Meera, many listeners tell us they feel overwhelmed. That means they have too much work.
Yes, and they often ask, how can I say this in English?
You can say, I have too much work right now, or I'm very busy these days.
Alex, do you ever feel that way?
Yes, sometimes. And when I talk to someone, I say, I'm a bit overwhelmed, but I'm trying my best.
Listeners, that sentence sounds honest and professional.
Meera, let's give our listeners a real-life example.
Sure. Let's imagine a character named Daniel.
Daniel works in an office in Canada. One day, his manager asks him to do extra work.
Daniel feels stressed, so he says, "I'm happy to help, but I already have a lot of work today."
That's polite and clear English. Meera, I think talking about feelings is very important for English learners.
I agree. Listeners, it's okay to say how you feel.
You can say, I feel nervous, or I feel confused, or I feel excited. Meera, how do you feel when you speak English?
Sometimes I feel confident, and sometimes I feel nervous, but I keep practicing.
That's a great message for our listeners.
Listeners, if you feel shy or scared while speaking English, that's normal.
Yes, don't be too hard on yourself. Learning a language takes time.
And remember, every mistake is a step forward.
Now, let's talk about something that happens very often when learning English.
Yes, Alex, let's talk about misunderstandings.
Meera, let me ask you a question. What is a misunderstanding?
A misunderstanding happens when people don't understand each other correctly. Maybe they hear something wrong, or maybe they explain something badly.
Exactly. And listeners, misunderstandings are very common when you're speaking a new language.
Alex, have you ever had a misunderstanding in English?
Oh yes, many times. Let me tell our listeners a simple story.
Yes, please do. Stories really help learners understand better.
Okay, listeners, listen carefully. One time, I was in a cafe in Australia. I wanted a regular coffee.
That sounds simple enough.
Yes, but when I ordered, the cashier looked confused. I said, "Can I have a regular coffee?"
And what happened?
The cashier asked, "Do you mean small, medium, or large?" I didn't understand at first.
Ah, that's a misunderstanding. The word regular can mean different things.
Exactly. So I smiled and said, "Sorry, I mean medium."
Listeners, notice something important here. Alex said sorry and clarified.
Meera, let's help our listeners with useful phrases.
Yes, if you don't understand something, you can say, "Sorry, I didn't understand."
Or, can you please repeat that?
Or even, "Do you mean?" And then you explain what you think.
Listeners, these phrases are very powerful. They help you avoid confusion.
Listeners, don't feel embarrassed if you don't understand something.
Yes, asking questions is not a weakness, it's a strength.
Every confident English speaker once asked many questions.
Meera, this brings us to another important topic, asking for help.
Yes, many learners feel shy about asking for help in English.
Meera, why do you think that happens?
I think people are afraid of making mistakes or sounding silly.
That's true. But listeners, asking for help is completely okay.
Alex, let's give them very simple sentences.
Sure. You can say, "Can you help me, please?"
Or, "I need some help with this."
Or, "Could you explain this again?"
Listeners, practice these sentences with us.
Meera, let's imagine another example for our listeners.
Okay, let's imagine a woman named Emily.
Emily lives in Germany and works in an international company.
One day, her colleague explains a task very fast.
Emily doesn't understand, but she politely says, "Sorry, could you explain that again more slowly?"
That sentence is perfect, polite, clear, and confident.
Meera, this is a big one, making mistakes.
Yes, Alex, many learners are afraid of making mistakes in English.
Meera, let me ask you directly. Is it okay to make mistakes?
Yes, not only is it okay, it is necessary.
Exactly. Mistakes help you learn.
Listeners, even native English speakers make mistakes.
Yes, sometimes we say the wrong word or the wrong sentence.
The important thing is to keep speaking.
Meera, can you share a mistake you made once?
Sure. Once I used the wrong word in a meeting, but instead of stopping, I corrected myself and continued.
That's a great lesson for our listeners.
Listeners, if you make a mistake, you can say, "Sorry, I mean..."
Or, let me say that again.
This shows confidence, not weakness.
Meera, let's talk about small talk.
Yes, small talk means short, friendly conversations.
like talking about the weather, work, or daily life,
Alex, why is small talk important?
because it helps you connect with people.
Listeners, here are some easy small talk questions.
How was your day?
How's the weather today?
Have you been busy lately?
These questions are simple but powerful.
Listeners, imagine you meet a colleague.
You can say, "Hi, how are you doing today?"
Say it out loud. Practice makes progress.
Alex, confidence is something many learners ask us about.
Yes, they often ask, how can I feel more confident in English?
And the answer is practice and patience.
Confidence doesn't come in one day.
Listeners, you are already doing something great by listening to this podcast.
Yes, every minute you listen is a step forward.
Don't compare yourself to others.
Compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
Alex, I think it's time to talk about something very important in daily conversations.
Yes, Meera. Let's talk about sharing opinions. Listeners, an opinion is what you think or feel about something.
And sharing your opinion in English doesn't have to be difficult.
Let me ask you a simple question. Do you like working in the morning or at night?
That's a good question, Alex. Personally, I like working in the morning.
And listeners, notice how Meera started her answer. She said, personally.
Yes, you can say, personally, I think, or in my opinion.
Let's give our listeners some very easy phrases.
You can say, I think this is a good idea.
Or, in my opinion, this is difficult.
Or even, I don't really like this.
Simple, clear, and natural.
Listeners, let's practice together. Imagine someone asks you about online learning.
You can say, I think online learning is very useful.
Or, in my opinion, it's challenging but helpful.
Say it out loud if you can.
What if you agree with someone's opinion?
That's a great question. You can say, I agree with you.
Or, yes, I think so too.
Or, that's a good point.
Listeners, agreeing politely helps conversations feel friendly.
Now let's talk about disagreeing.
Yes, because disagreeing doesn't mean fighting.
Exactly. You can disagree politely.
Listeners, you can say, I understand your point, but I see it differently.
Or, I'm not sure I agree with that.
These sentences sound respectful.
Let's give a real-life example.
Okay, let's imagine two friends, Oliver and Sophia, talking about movies.
Oliver says, I think action movies are the best.
Sophia replies, I understand your point, but I prefer romantic movies.
That's a polite disagreement.
Many listeners ask how to talk about daily routines in English.
Yes, daily routines are very common topics.
Can you describe your daily routine in simple English?
Sure. I wake up in the morning, have breakfast, and start work.
Listeners, notice the simple verbs, wake up, have, start.
How would you ask someone about their routine?
You can ask, what do you usually do in the morning?
Or, how do you spend your day?
These are friendly questions.
Now let's talk about confusion.
Yes, feeling confused is very common when learning English.
What do you say when you feel confused?
I say, I'm a bit confused, or I don't understand this part.
Listeners, these sentences are honest and helpful.
Listeners, if you're confused, you can ask questions.
You can say, can you explain this more clearly?
Or, could you give me an example?
Never stay silent if you're confused.
Conversations are like a game of tennis.
That's a nice comparison.
You speak, then you listen, then you respond.
Exactly. Listening is just as important as speaking.
Listeners, when someone speaks, don't think only about your reply.
Try to understand what they're saying first.
This makes your response better.
Let's do a short role play.
Great idea. Listeners, imagine Alex is your colleague.
How was your weekend?
It was nice. I relaxed and spent time at home. How about you?
It was busy, but productive.
Listeners, this is very natural English.
Listeners, you don't need perfect English.
You need clear and confident English.
And confidence grows with practice.
Alex, many of our listeners want to improve their English for work.
That's true. So today, let's talk about workplace conversations in simple English.
Listeners, workplace conversations don't need to be complicated or formal all the time.
Let me ask you something. How do you usually start a conversation at work?
I usually start with something simple like, "Good morning, how's your day going?"
That's a perfect start. Simple and friendly.
Listeners, starting simple makes you sound confident.
How do you ask about someone's work politely?
You can ask, "How's your work going?" Or, "Are you busy right now?"
Listeners, "Are you busy right now?" is very useful before asking for help.
Many listeners are nervous about asking for help at work.
Yes, but it's very normal. Let's give them easy sentences.
You can say, "Could you help me with this task?"
Or, can I ask you a quick question?
Listeners, these sentences sound polite and professional.
Let's imagine a workplace situation.
Okay, let's imagine a man named Michael.
Michael works in an office in the UK.
He's new at work and doesn't understand one task.
So he says to his colleague, "Sorry, I'm still learning. Could you explain this again?"
That sentence shows honesty and confidence.
Mistakes at work can feel scary.
Yes, but mistakes happen to everyone.
What should listeners say if they make a mistake?
They can say, "I'm sorry, that was my mistake. I'll fix it."
Listeners, that sentence is very powerful.
Phone calls are difficult for many learners.
Yes, because you can't see the other person.
Listeners, let's keep phone English simple.
You can start with, "Hello, this is Alex speaking."
Or, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Listeners, speak slowly and clearly on the phone.
What if you don't understand the caller?
You can say, "Sorry, could you repeat that?"
Or, "The line is not very clear."
Listeners, it's okay to ask people to repeat.
How do you end a phone call?
You can say, "Thank you for calling. Have a nice day."
Simple and polite.
Sometimes conversations are not easy.
Yes, sometimes people are angry or upset.
Listeners, staying calm is very important.
You can say, "I understand your concern."
Or, "Let's find a solution together."
These sentences reduce tension.
Let's imagine another example.
Okay, let's imagine a customer named Laura.
Laura is unhappy with the service.
The worker says, "I'm sorry about that. Let me check and help you."
Listeners, calm English changes the situation.
Let's talk about making plans.
Yes, plans are common in daily life.
Listeners, you can say, "I plan to finish this today."
Or, "I'm planning to meet a friend tomorrow."
How do you ask about plans?
You can ask, "What are your plans for today?"
Or, "Do you have any plans for the weekend?"
Very natural English.
Listeners, workplace English doesn't need to be perfect.
It needs to be clear and respectful.
And you're improving every day. Alex, many listeners ask us how to speak English comfortably with friends or new people.
That's true. Social conversations can feel scary at first.
Listeners, social conversations mean talking casually, not formally.
How do you usually start a friendly conversation?
I usually say something simple like, "Hi, how's it going?"
That's a great sentence. Short and friendly.
Listeners, you don't need big sentences to start a conversation.
Meera, what if the conversation becomes quiet?
That happens often. You can ask open questions.
For example, what do you like to do in your free time?
Or, "How was your week?"
Listeners, open questions help conversations continue.
Alex, hobbies are a great topic.
Yes, people love talking about what they enjoy.
Listeners, you can say, "I enjoy reading," or "I like watching movies."
Meera, what do you enjoy doing?
I enjoy walking outside and listening to music.
Listeners, notice how simple that sentence is.
Alex, let's imagine a social situation.
Okay, let's imagine a man named Lucas.
Lucas meets a new friend named Emma at a party in Spain.
Lucas says, "Nice to meet you. What do you do in your free time?"
Emma answers, I enjoy cooking and traveling.
That's natural social English.
Alex, giving advice is another thing listeners ask about.
Yes, because advice needs to sound kind, not bossy.
Listeners, you can say, you could try.
Or, maybe it's a good idea too.
These phrases sound gentle.
Meera, how do you ask for advice?
You can say, what do you think I should do?
Or, can I ask for your advice?
Listeners, asking for advice shows trust.
Meera, let's talk about emotions.
Yes, emotions are a big part of communication.
Listeners, it's important to express how you feel.
You can say, I feel happy, I feel sad, or I feel worried.
Or, I feel excited. Or, I feel nervous.
Simple words are powerful.
Meera, what if someone is having a bad day?
They can say, I'm not having a great day today.
Listeners, that sentence sounds honest and natural.
Alex, how do you support someone in English?
You can say, I'm here for you.
Or, that sounds difficult.
Listeners, these sentences show care.
Let's imagine a woman named Anna.
Anna tells her friend, I feel stressed about my job.
Her friend replies, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm here if you want to talk.
Listeners, that response is kind and supportive.
Alex, awkward moments happen in conversations.
Yes, and that's normal.
Listeners, if something feels awkward, you can smile and continue.
Or change the topic politely.
You can say, by the way, have you seen that movie?
Or, speaking of that, I wanted to ask you.
Very natural transitions.
Meera, good English isn't only about grammar.
It's about connection.
Listeners, focus on connecting, not being perfect.
Listeners, your accent is okay.
Your mistakes are okay.
Your effort matters the most.
Meera, before we say goodbye, I think it's important to slowly recap what we talked about today.
Yes, Alex. Recap helps listeners remember and feel confident.
So listeners, let's go step by step together.
First, we talked about everyday problems.
Yes, problems like being late, feeling tired, having too much work, and feeling stressed.
Listeners, remember, it's okay to talk about problems in English.
You can say simple things like, I'm tired today, or I have a lot of work.
Then, we talked about misunderstandings.
Yes, and we said misunderstandings are normal when learning English.
Listeners, if you don't understand, you can say, sorry, I didn't understand.
Or, can you please repeat that?
We also talked about asking for help.
And we said asking for help is not weak, it's smart.
Listeners, you can say, can you help me, please?
Or, could you explain this again?
Alex, this was an important part.
Yes, making mistakes.
Listeners, mistakes are part of learning.
You don't need perfect English, you need practice.
We talked about sharing opinions.
Yes, saying things like, I think, or in my opinion.
We also talked about agreeing and disagreeing politely.
Because good English is also about respect.
Listeners, we also covered workplace conversations.
How to talk to colleagues, ask for help, and handle mistakes calmly.
And we talked about phone calls, which can be scary.
But simple English works best on the phone.
We also talked about friendships and social conversations.
Talking about hobbies, free time, and daily life.
And we talked about emotions.
How to say I feel happy, I feel worried, or I feel stressed.
Alex, before we end, I want to say something directly to our listeners.
Please do.
Listeners, if you ever feel slow, confused, or nervous while learning English, that's okay.
Yes, you are not behind.
You are learning at your own speed.
And every small step counts.
Listeners, your accent is not a problem.
Your mistakes are not a problem.
Giving up is the only real problem.
And you're clearly not giving up because you're here.
Alex, I really feel like today we weren't just speaking English.
I agree. We were connecting.
Listeners, when you listen to Simple English Cast, imagine we're sitting with you.
Talking slowly, clearly, and honestly.
All right, listeners, before we go, we have a question for you.
Yes, this is your moment now.
Here's today's question.
What situation makes you feel the most nervous when speaking English?
Is it speaking at work?
Talking on the phone?
Meeting new people?
Or asking for help?
Write your answer in simple English.
1 or 2 sentences is perfect.
Listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to Simple English Cast.
We create episodes like this to help you feel comfortable with English.
You can also share this podcast with a friend who's learning English.
Learning together is always better.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
We truly appreciate you.
Keep practicing,
Keep listening.
and most importantly, be kind to yourself.
This is Alex,
And Meera.
signing off from Simple English Cast. See you next time. Goodbye.